the Warriors' struggles are real. They've lost 7 of 11 games. The young guys haven't lived up to their promise yet, and they are in very real danger of not making the playoffs. For a team defending a title, this is unheard of. All of this despite having the best starting 5 in the league, and that's not even close. Warriors fans want to gang up on James Wiseman. Let me tell you, he's not even playing enough minutes to affect the outcome of these games. The place we have to start pointing fingers at is with their defense. During the Steve Kerr era, the Warriors had traditionally been one of the very best defenses year over year. But this season, they're almost at rock bottom in defensive rating, and you may be surprised at who the culprits are. I consider Draymond Green the best defender of all time, and I've done videos to prove it. But this year, he's been anything but. Perhaps he's still dealing with a bad back, and he is closer to the end of his career than the start. But I couldn't ignore some of the issues I'm seeing. As Wiseman sticks to the roll man, Draymond does not need to be sitting on the block here, and the angle and footwork on this closeout are completely suboptimal, allowing a straight line drive and layup as Wiseman's arms are held back by his man. At a crucial moment of this game deep in the fourth, Green allows his man to cut over the top for a deep paint catch, an easy turnaround jump hook. Against the Heat, he loses his man Jimmy Butler, allowing an easy 12-foot jumper along the baseline. In another crucial late-game possession, he drops on the handoff to sharpshooter Duncan Robinson, enabling him to tie it up on the way to a road loss for the Warriors. Against the Magic, he again loses his man on the baseline cut, but it doesn't kill them. However, as the ball moves back around, his poor closeout forces him to foul the driver to prevent an easy layup. A huge issue is how often the Warriors are fouling, committing the second most fouls per 100 possessions in the league. Put it another way, the Warriors haven't committed this many fouls per game since the early 90s. And Green leads the team, combining more of his troubling defense with the necessity of fouling to prevent easier buckets. He's gotten away with shenanigans in the past, but the refs aren't having it this year as he tries to pull down the roll man and make it look like a charge. Or on this step-up screen, I'm not even sure what he's trying to do here, but the ref had absolutely no choice but to blow the whistle. He tries to pull down on the jersey with the left hand while the right hand is up in the air, but the refs aren't buying that. While it's easy to point fingers and judge the Warriors from the outside, no one really knows what's happening in the privacy of their locker room. And it's the same kind of privacy you can get by using Private Internet Access VPN. In today's digital age, it's easy to feel like everything you do online is being tracked. But PIA has a strict no logs policy. They even conducted an independent audit by Deloitte, so you can be sure that no one knows what you're doing online. You might even be frustrated by blackouts on certain apps, but PIA has servers in all 50 states, so you'll be able to avoid blackouts. NBA shooters have learned to trust the refs that they'll be protected on the way down from shooting a three. With over 30 million users and 4.6 stars at Trustpilot, you know you can trust them just as much. If you use my link right now, you can save 83% off a 2-year plan plus 4 months of their service for free. Don't wait, protect your privacy, watch the big game, and save money using my link with Private Internet Access VPN, and you'll find out that the problems with the Warriors defense are not so private. And this brings us to an even bigger issue. In the playoffs last year, Kerr unleashed the Death Star lineup featuring Draymond at center and Jordan Poole alongside Curry, Clay, and Wiggins. While it proved to be a game changer for them then, it's been a negative 3.4 net rating so far, and part of it is because they need to rely on Draymond to be a rim protector, something he struggled to do this year. Clay clearly isn't moving well on defense. Teams are targeting him, and if Green can't back him up on help rotations, this lineup is going to struggle defensively. They get physical with him down low, even gets a little handsy, and he can't do anything to stop the Suggs layup after Curry got put in jail. As Clay gets caught on the wrong side of the switch and can't recover in time, Draymond can't do much to stop Bam from finishing at the front of the rim. Wiggins has struggled this year with his closeouts as well, and in the past, you might have seen Green able to cover for him, but with the help of Lowry illegally grabbing Draymond's hand, he can't stop Strus from laying it in. Of course, Poole's defense hasn't been helping much, despite having good energy. It's just often misplaced and gets him out of position. He tends to get too far to the side of the ball in an effort to force it one way, but it leads to his man getting right into the lane. Or on this play, what might seem like a lot of effort to pick up the ball early in the backcourt is just making the defense collapse to cover for him. When the team easily swings it back around the perimeter, he's left a step behind trying to close out to no avail. Here's an undisciplined foul that helps add to all the fouls, reaching in blatantly from one pass away despite Wiggins being in good position anyway. In the playoffs, this lineup's offensive rating was 123. This year it's 110.6. So let's go through some clips to see what's happening. Poole gets into the ball screen before his teammates can get into position, limiting some of the spacing, but the great handoff action we normally see between Draymond and Steph allows Poole a gorgeous inside layup that he just blows. On the way back, Draymond doesn't realize Banchero is a good shooter and drops way too low, and they would have gotten away with it, but Wiggins doesn't box out well and then fouls the tip-in attempt. Steph then runs that inside ball screen with Wiggins instead of Poole. Look how much better the spacing is on the weak side, and Curry lights them up from downtown. There's a reason why this lineup was so good for them. Look how open the paint is with so much shooting around the perimeter. However, Poole holds the ball for too long and then throws an off-target pass, depriving Klay of an open shot. But the spacing is still there, and Curry gets a great look from the left wing. This lineup doesn't need to do too much besides bring Curry and Klay above the free throw line extended. They want to get the ball to Draymond to run their low post split. The Heat have scouted it and denied the pass there. So they smartly turn this into a ball screen since Bam is in no position to defend, and Poole does the rest. There's been a significant bump in turnover percentage of this lineup, and Draymond's numbers have skyrocketed this year. He doesn't see Bam lurking off a Poole in the corner to break up this backdoor pass to Klay. He specializes in throwing passes in small spaces, but they've been backfiring a lot more, especially with this lineup. They ask him to do a lot as playmaker out top to allow the other four to run a lot of pin down actions that fully occupy the defense, but teams would be wise to add a little pressure on his ball handling while waiting for the cutters to get open. It stands to reason Green will clean some of this up since he's proven himself time and time again to be a good ball handler and facilitator in the high motion offense of the Warriors, but so far it's been a struggle under duress. And with so many moving parts, it's easy to misread the situation and throw errant passes. Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and if you're liking this video, I could really use your help. I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers. I'm pretty close, and if you can hit that subscribe button, that would really help me out. And stay tuned for lots more coming up on the NBA and basketball in general all season long. Another big key to the whole Warriors mystique is their shooting. What Steve Kerr has done in this modern era is prove that the mistakes of the past, like giving up offensive rebounds or turning it over too much, the kind of things that would drive old school coaches to madness, don't really matter at all if you're consistently outshooting the other team from behind the arc. The Warriors haven't been ranked this low since Steve Kerr has gotten there, and all the misses are making it harder for them to overcome their other miscues and issues with their lineups. Klay Thompson is at the top of this list with an absolute career low in percentage, but this has been a common start for him in his career, and a lot of times it's because his base is too wide, making it harder to generate enough power to get the ball to the rim. In reality, it's really just one side of the floor, the right wing, where he's been bricking. So if he can just get back to bringing his feet closer together as he loads into the jump, I'm positive he'll begin stroking the ball again and get back to his normal self. There have been too many flashes even this year to think he's not going to get some of his old form back. Jordan Poole has been even worse from behind the arc overall, barely hitting 30% of them, which is also way below his career average. Interestingly, it's mainly because he's 0 for 9 from the corners. Take these away, and he's almost at 35%, which is respectable. And judging by how many are open catch and shoot shots, he too will no doubt start making more of them. And once that happens, the defense gets stretched out to the breaking point. Steph won't have to be Hercules like he was against the Kings just to barely eke out a win against a mediocre team. And the Warriors can get back on a better trajectory. But they had better hope that comes sooner than later, because if they continue to suffer through a losing record into January, their hopes of even making the playoffs could be dashed, depriving us all of a chance to see them defend their title.